Hey guys, this is Scott from Kick-Ass Kitchen, coming to you from lockdown. It is day 30 something. I have no idea what day it is anymore, but I've been doing a lot of posts of food I've been cooking. I haven't made a video yet because my equipment's a little janky right now. The postal service is a little slow and I've been missing my packages. So anyways, making do with what I've got right now. And speaking of making do with what you've got, I'm going to make do with what I've got in the house right now to make a kick-ass burrito. We're going to do a spicy grilled chicken burrito with rice, beans, and pico de gallo. So stick with me here and we're going to get going. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my chicken marinated. So come on over here with me. Okay, what I have here is a boneless, skinless piece of chicken breast. And what I'm going to do is cut it into fillets. Try to be equal portions, that way when you're portioning out for the burrito, everybody gets an equal amount. Notice I'm holding my palm flat to the chicken and sliding the knife underneath, this way you don't cut your fingers off. So now that I've got each of my 3 fillets, put those in the bowl, and what we're going to do is clean our hands here, because anytime you're working with chicken, you want to make sure you wash your hands and your board and your knife after you've done your slicing. Okay, since this is Kick-Ass Kitchen, we want some bold, in-your-face flavor. And what I'm adding now is a Mexican blend of chili powder, cayenne pepper, paprika, garlic powder, salt, and some black pepper. And we're gonna get this all mixed together. Make sure you coat all your pieces of chicken completely. And then when we're done doing that, we're going to set it aside so that it has a little bit of time to get into the chicken and marinate a little bit before we throw it on the grill. Okay, onto the fresh element of the burrito. I've got half a bundle of cilantro. I'm going to give this a rough chop. You only need to go across it maybe 2 or 3 times. Don't do a fine chop on this because you do want to get some nice flavorful bits in your burrito. Scoop this into the bowl. Move on to a medium red onion. We're going to use half of this with a fine dice. Make sure you tuck your fingers when you're cutting your onion so you don't cut your fingertips off. Nobody likes fingertips in their burritos. Everybody into the pool, and we're going to move on to a tomato. Roma tomato. We're going to give it a horizontal cut, about 4 or 5 slices, and then vertical cuts one direction, twist it, and cut it the other direction. That'll give you a nice dice, and then we're going to push everybody into the pool here. Stir it all together with some salt, pepper, and a squeeze of lime, and let that marry up for a little bit, and it's going to be perfect when you get ready for your burrito. Okay, make sure your grill's nice and hot. We're going to get our chicken ready and give this probably about 2-3 minutes aside, and we'll come back out and we'll flip them over. Had some leftover brown rice from my dinner last night, and what I've got is a hot pan with a little bit of olive oil in here, getting a little bit of a crisp on my rice to add some texture. Add some black beans in for a little bit more flavor, a little bit more carbs in your burrito. Make sure when you use canned beans to rinse them off. They come packaged with a lot of salty packaging fluids. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and some garlic powder to my rice and beans here. Let this get a little bit warmer, a little bit more crispiness on the rice, and it's going to be perfect when we assemble our burrito. Okay, the chicken looks done here. We've got a nice crispy outer shell on here. It's going to add some great texture to our burrito. What we're going to do is chop this up into bite-sized pieces here. Excuse the camera movement. I'm doing this with one hand. Don't try this at home, boys and girls. You don't want to lose any limbs. So this is all perfect. Nice little bite-sized pieces to load up our burrito. Okay, on to final assembly. Make sure you heated your tortilla up, that way it's pliable when you roll it. We're going to add our chunks of spicy, hot chicken, and on top of that, we're going to add our crispy brown rice and black beans. Make sure you get a nice healthy portion of each of these on your burrito. Next, we're going to add our pico de gallo. This is going to give it that nice, light, fresh, crispy flavor to the burrito. And on top of that, we're going to put a spicy crema. I didn't show you how to make this, but I can post the recipe later. But it's going to give it a nice coolness plus a nice tang. And I'm going to top this off with a squeeze of lime just to kick up the brightness on this burrito. Okay, on to the all-important roll. We don't want our insides falling out while we're eating it, so what we want to make sure is our food is left to right, and we're going to fold the tortillas in left to right. Then take the bottom, fold it all the way up to the top, and you're going to tuck it in nice and tight. Some stuff might spill out, but stick it back in. Get a nice squeeze tight on it like you're rolling a cigar. Then roll it up nice and snug. Now the bottom's going to be a little bit loose still, so what I like to do is get the pan a little bit warm and stick it back in there. Let it crisp up and get a little bit brown on one side, and then flip it over and crisp it up on the other side. That way you have a nice tight package and a perfect burrito. Okay, there you have my lockdown kick-ass burrito. If you guys like what you saw today, please subscribe to my channel, tell your friends, and remember, kick ass in the kitchen. Have a great day. Bye, guys.